Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Midnight Racing Cartel MRC Garage. And in today's video, well, you already know by the thumbnail, it's an update on MTM's custom gear ratios. Now, I did film a video on doing this, but I had to scrap it. It was just total garbage. I'm going to go ahead and relay some clips now. Take this one. Sure it presses on the race. And that didn't go too well. Cut. Yeah. There we go. Alright guys, hours later, after I had to take it back apart, like I said, this video sucks. Yeah, so now it shifts, and as we can see right now, I'll go ahead and show you. We are in first gear right now, all the way down. This pin all the way over this way and pulled all the way out is first. There we go. Make sure everything was aligned, put it all back together, and then freely spin it. Pull the synchro up, spin it, pull it down, and make sure it goes up and down, you know, perfectly. I can't stress enough, make sure that if you do tackle this, make sure you have all these seals and those triangles in line with one another with the corresponding triangle there. That'll help out a ton. Make sure that on some of these, there is a guide pin up right here. Let me show you. So you're not chasing this for hours. I think we already showed you earlier, but I'll show you again. You can see that in there. It's kind of hard to make out right there, right where my finger's at. You can see it's the one guide pin, so make sure that is lined up. Just silly shit that, you know, I didn't know. And don't over tighten this, otherwise it's gonna suck this down and cause one of these cause this gear to mess up. But what actually happened with this gear was there was a pin, a wrist pin, I think I mentioned this earlier, and then there was a sleeve. I didn't have the sleeve in there, so when I tightened this down and sucked this down, it caused this gear to lock up and not free spin. So that was another issue. And now I'm just coming across that sometimes that first to second lockup in a Honda or any Toyota neutral, sometimes you got to go back into second, then into first, and you know that notorious stick shift thing. For, you know, I think that happens in all of them, but that's the only issue with this right now is kind of you have to, you know, play with the stick a little bit, backwards and forward, then it'll be able to come free. So hopefully it's not a big issue. Other than that, I think I've got everything covered. I think the case is boosted, by the way. This is for my red hatchback, not the CRX, so don't get that confused. No, oh no. We fucked up. I had to tear it apart. Alright, well, that goes right here. Yep. That's why it's doing that issue. That's why it's doing the doodad. So, fun stuff. See you guys in like 5 minutes. Gonna pull this back out again. So then after this, I'm going home. I gotta put this in. Oh Lord, this has just been an epic fail, you guys. Yeah, this is Fun stuff right here, man. I'll tell you, fun stuff. So, alright, I'm gonna get that fixed. Alright guys, we are back, and now that second washer is in. I don't know if you can make it out. We'll try and focus it here. There it is, it's the silver piece. Alright, so now that you've seen that it's been somewhat of a nightmare, say the least. Taking it apart, forgetting something, taking it back apart, putting it all together, and then first gear and second don't want to work, but third, fourth, and fifth want to work. Or take it back apart, then first and second are engaging, but then now third and fourth aren't. So it was just an absolute nightmare. I ended up figuring out the problem. Silly mistake. It had a bad pinion ring, and then there was actually a metal sleeve, sort of like this one here. But it's only a single. This is a double with 2 oil holes. The other one, it was a single, and it wasn't in there. It was actually on that shaft that you just seen me taking apart a minute ago out of all this catastrophe. So after all that, we get this, finally. So it is pretty much all done. I'm only held up right now by the reverse idler assembly is missing. I don't know where it's at. It must have got misplaced, or, you know, God forbid somebody took it. I don't know. It's just not over there where it was with the rest of this. Now, I did sandblast it, put it back. It's been, you know, this transmission's been laying on the floor there. This half of the case has also been laying in that corner over there. And the gear set has been in the office desk over there for months. And but the whole time, the reverse idler assembly in this piece was connected to this, and all of a sudden it's gone. But that's besides the point. I can go ahead and got one ordered on eBay. So yeah. Now, as you can see, we still have our 5th gear is stock. So we've got our helical cut, and we've moved down. We've got our 4th gear straight cut. Boom. 3rd gear. 2nd gear. And then come all the way down to the bottom. Then we have 1st. So it's 1st, reverse, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So, and of course, we're missing just a little fork and a 210 mils to put her up into reverse. And I will, let me know what you guys think after this update. Let me know what you guys think after this. I might go ahead and weld the diff. I watched the video of Boosted Kenny at D Serious. I don't know if you guys know who I'm talking about. If you don't, be sure to go check out his channel. He has a white EG hatch with a D15B Aris build now. But he actually has a video from like a couple years ago of him welding the diff and actually doing a ride along, you know, what's it like steering back and forth, and, you know, it does seem a little aggressive, but I think it's something that I could live with due to it being a race car dash daily dash, you know, not an everyday driver type of deal, because I've got a perfect daily, and then I've got the CRX giveaway, and then we have, you know, Boosted, the race car. So I really don't think it'll be too much of a problem. Go ahead and weld it. Just cut out a piece of plate, pretty much. Thought I had some, this is a little bit too thin, but get some plate, throw it on the bottom of the spider gears, cut it out in a square, and just, you know, weld it like you would normally weld a diff for a drift car, and run it like that. I know I said let me know what you guys think, but I honestly think that, you know, it being my car and it not being, you know, for somebody else, I think I'm comfortable with it. I think that's what we're going to do in the next video. Unfortunately, it sucks. I may or may not. I haven't really decided yet, because then I'm going to have to take these guys back out, pull this guy, weld it up, put these back in. It's not too big of a deal. Here you see you have this pin and these little forks. These have to line up along with this. I've gotten really good actually. It took, the first time it really took me like 20 minutes. Now I've got it down to about, 5 minutes to 3 minutes to get this assembly back in there after having to take it apart over and over and over again. So yeah, as you've seen in that last clip, I look right down here and notice that the shim down there wasn't there, and it was a real oh fuck moment, like, oh, gotta take it back out again. Luckily it wasn't anything that I had to take, this apart. The real pain in the butt of this process was taking not so much taking the old gears off, but putting the new MTM gear ratio gears on, because it was such a tight interference fit. And I even went as far as boiling water with the heater with that and soaking them in there for quite a bit of time. Even then, it was such a it was still a really tight fit. I was on the floor here because this table isn't, it is not strong enough. It will dent or puncture. Like I said, concrete is your friend. I was down here for quite some time using some contraptions with old wheel bearings to be able to, get this on there. Now, this doesn't have the race it needs to slide on. This actually goes down on the bottom here, but what I essentially did with the ones that did have the splines was put it like this with the shaft on the bottom or on the ground of the concrete, and pretty much just drove it home into the corresponding places. Now, these are the gears that had the most trouble. This one went on pretty easy, but it was really just, what is that, second? Yeah, second and third is what really gave me the troubles, and that's where I started, having a lot of issues. But overall, I got it done after the damaged synchro ring right here, and 5 tries. I successfully have it to shift 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with no issues now. Before I had an issue without that shim spacer you guys seen in the clip there. It was having trouble to go into first and second and third. It was just it took that extra shove with the pliers, with the channel locks here, with the engagement right here to pull in and out. And I was just like, maybe it's just that first to second, stick shift thing. You gotta put it to second, then it'll go back into first easier. No, it was because the alignment shim wasn't on there and the gears weren't correctly aligned. That spacing down at the bottom really does play a big part in this whole transmission. And one is a thrust washer and one is the shim. So the top one is the alignment shim. The bottom one, which is concaved, it actually acts as a, they say it acts as like, it keeps pressure, it keeps load. It keeps load on the shaft. Don't ask me how, I'm not a transmission expert, but that's its job. So they have to be there, and without that, it doesn't want to do what it's supposed to do. So now all I really have to do now is wait for the reverse idler assembly, or keep looking. And I've tore just about everything apart. I haven't given up yet. Just gonna keep looking before I really pull the trigger on it. But I think that's gonna be it. Other than I don't think I'm gonna weld the diff yet. But just post in the comments whether you think I should or not. I mean, I really don't want to spend another $800 on a LSD when I can just weld it. I mean, there's no point. The car's going to go on a straight line anyway, down a half-mile track and a quarter mile. I mean, I can street drive it as well because it still has license plates and tags and turning signals, but I don't think it'll be too big of a deal. Like I said, I watched Boosted Kenny on his channel weld his diff, and I was okay with the way it drove. I mean, he shows pretty much, you know, everything you need to know about it without explaining it, just, you know, by driving. And I feel like I've driven worse cars without power steering for, you know, a long period of time, and I don't think it'd be too big of a deal. But I want to thank you guys for watching, and want to apologize for such a, well, I didn't say this is crappy, but this catastrophe, what I filmed, was an absolute disaster, guys. I mean, I can't, like, oh my god. I was editing all day today and was just like, I can't upload this. There's nothing I can do with it, so that's why I'm making this right now, just to give you guys a broad update and something I can feel more proud of about, and that's going to be it. Stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, thank you for watching. The next video, we will be dynomatting the CRX giveaway car, taking everything out of it. It is actually getting washed tomorrow on its detailing is JC, all one word. Its detailing is JC on his channel. So it is going to get a full sparkly finished detail. He's not going to do the inside. We're actually going to do the inside. He's just going to do the outside and do some corrections and whatnot. And in the next video, we will be ripping the whole floor out, or the carpet, and dynomatting the whole car from front to back, and then reinstalling the carpet and maybe some seats. We don't know yet, but once again, this is Midnight Racing Cartel, MRC Garage, and we will see you guys in the next one, and thank you for watching.